Thanks for joining us this evening on TKO 8 Local News. Well, it took only a few hours for a Lakeview man to be captured after being added to the Baxter County Sheriff's Department's most wanted list on Tuesday afternoon. 22-year-old Kevin Andrew Gertz was arrested by the Lakeview Police Department a short time after the Sheriff's Office sent out information about Gertz and asking for the public's help in looking for him. Gertz was wanted after he allegedly fled the scene of a residential burglary in Lakeview early in the day on Tuesday. He is charged with 4 felony counts of forgery and 4 misdemeanor counts of theft of property. He is also being held for other agencies in the Baxter County Detention Center now on a $2,500 bond. And a hiker from Taney County, Missouri was injured in a fall from a very popular bluff along the Buffalo National River on Friday. 19-year-old Levi Hurt from Hollister, Missouri was rescued and airlifted to Cox Medical Center South in Springfield, Missouri. Newton County Sheriff's investigator Glenn Wheeler says Hurt slipped on wet rocks near the waterfall on the trail and fell about 30 feet below. Hurt suffered serious head injuries and was in and out of consciousness as he was being rescued. Wheeler says rescuers were able to get the injured man to the waiting medical helicopter within 50 minutes of responding, something that has taken up to 5 hours to do in the past incidents. More than 30 rescue personnel and volunteers took part in that rescue. The Eureka Springs Parks and Recreation Commission is under fire at the Eureka Springs City Council meeting on Tuesday afternoon. Mayor Butch Berry presented an opinion from the Arkansas Municipal League regarding the commission's involvement with the Eureka Springs Community Center Foundation on a greenhouse project. The document addresses concerns expressed by the alderwoman Christy Kendrick at the council's March 12th meeting, where Kendrick said the commission was operating outside its scope. According to the document from the Municipal League, however, the Parks Commission has the authority to enter into contracts with persons, firms, corporations, or organizations for the use of recreational park buildings or parts thereof, and that includes the Community Center Foundation. The public auction for the sale of tax delinquent land in Carroll County will be held at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, June 12th at the Best Western Eureka Inn in Eureka Springs. The auction for properties in Madison County will follow in the same location at 1 p.m. The Commissioner of the State Lands offers an online catalog of tax delinquent lands which contains the current status governing the sales, auction dates, times, location, and other pertinent information regarding parcels that are being offered. The catalog can be found on the Commissioner's website at cosi.org, providing current information, resources about each of the parcels. Summer temperatures and gas are both climbing higher, so North Arkansas College is making college cool and convenient by bringing an air-conditioned North Ark Rock and Roll Roadshow to the residents this summer. The Rock and Roll Roadshow is a bus staffed with admissions, financial aid, advisors, and other programs and services representatives that are available to help students enroll in college right on the spot. The Rock and Roll Roadshow will make stops at Eureka Springs, Berryville, Marshall, and Yellville. The roadshow will be at the Equity Bank facility in Eureka Springs from 9 a.m. until noon on Thursday, June 14th, and then will be at North Ark's Carroll County Center in Berryville from 1:30 p.m. until 4:30 p.m. that afternoon. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at some headline news from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
On any given day here at Main Street Service Center, we might be working on a Ford like on the 4-post lift over my shoulder, or an Infiniti that's back on the back bay, or a Toyota, or a BMW, or right here a Hyundai. You just never know what's going to come into the shop and what their needs might be, but you can rest assured that at Main Street Service Center, whatever you're driving, we can take care of it for you, whether it's oil and filter changes all the way up to engine and transmission replacements. And get this, we've been in business for 29 years and there's still things that we can't do, and we're not too proud to say it. So if you bring us something and it's over our head or out of our capabilities of expertise or tools, we're not too proud to say it, because we want your vehicle fixed correctly, right, and the first time.
Whether you ride mud, rocks, dunes, or trails, Polaris has a razor to match your passion. Unequaled power, unrivaled suspension, unmatched agility, and unbeatable comfort. Everything you need to chase memories and catch them. Find your razor at Polaris.com.
Join Sammy Klein Thursdays and Fridays during the TKO 8 local newscast for this week's closing livestock market report, made possible by Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Bellefonte. Quality Feed Grains has you covered. Everything for cattle, pets, deer, equine, poultry, seed and spray, show feed, and garden. Check their website, qualityfeedgrains.com, now for this month's special. Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Bellefonte, proud sponsors of the Livestock Report with Sammy Klein on Harrison's broadcast station TKO Channel 8.
Plants, plants, and more plants. That's what you'll find at Camp's Plants in Harrison. Perennials, annuals, ferns, hanging baskets, shrubs, roses, decorative trees, and the largest selection of garden vegetables in the area. With different varieties arriving weekly, you're sure to find the perfect plant, shrub, or tree at the best price in the area. Camp's Plants in business for over 33 years in Harrison.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
Houston County Sheriff's investigators want to know who murdered a father of two early Tuesday morning in the Earl community. Neighbors reported that about 3 or 4 in the morning, a lot of noise was heard that sounded like a wall was being knocked down inside the apartment of the victim, 62-year-old Linnell Jackson. When Crittenden County investigators arrived, they found Jackson's body in that apartment complex. Investigators have not said exactly how Jackson died, but it appears that he may have been beaten to death. Jackson has an adult daughter and a son, and they worked as a janitor for the Earl School District. A judge has now appointed a special prosecutor to investigate whether former Arkansas Senator Jake Files has broken any state laws. Files will be sentenced this month after pleading guilty to federal fraud charges for pocketing state money he obtained for a Fort Smith softball complex project. Prosecutors also alleged he pledged a fork that he known as collateral for the bank loan. He and his construction company, FFH Construction LLC, has been sued in Sebastian County and elsewhere, but he hasn't been charged in state court at this time. Arkansas Prosecutors Coordinator Bob Meckenhan says that Jason Barrett would investigate Files to see if there are any state charges that are warranted. 18 condemned inmates say in a new court filings that the executions of 4 men in Arkansas last year exposed problems that should render the state's lethal injection procedure unconstitutional. Citing witnesses' accounts of what happened in the execution chamber, the inmates' lawyers say it was never clear whether the Arkansas Department of Correction followed all the guidelines. They said there is no way to tell when each drug was administered and that it wasn't clear an attendant performed proper consciousness checks in each of the inmates. The lawyers say it would be unconstitutionally cruel to subsequently shut down an inmate's lungs and heart if the prisoner was still conscious. Arkansas's Attorney General said the inmates were trying to delay justice. The talk of a possible annexation into the city of Searcy, Arkansas, has some White County landowners worried about what is at stake in the future. One of those opponents of the move, Mike Barnett, who moved into the county some 40 years ago, said the city essentially forced him out of the city limits. He says that he had a business that started in the backyard of his house and they shut it down because it was against their codes. President of the Searcy County Chamber of Commerce, Buck Lane, says the annexation would protect the integrity of the new Highway 13, which has no zoning restrictions. It would also help the city on their long-term plan to grow the city's population to 25,000. Searcy Mayor David Morris says he has gotten a lot of opposition from people who are concerned about losing their current rights. The Heritage Edition of the St. John's Bible is spending some time in Northeast Arkansas. St. John's Abbey and the University of Collegeville, Minnesota, commissioned Donald Jackson to create a handwritten, hand-illuminated Bible in 1998. Jackson is one of the world's foremost calligraphers and a senior scribe to Queen Elizabeth's Crown Office at the House of Lords. Father Mike Sinkler of the St. Bernard's says the creation of his work is monumental, saying that this is the Bible this Bible is the first to be handwritten in some 500 years. He added that a tool of minimum 12 hours a day is what it will take per page. Before we take a look at the weather forecast, which is going to warm up substantially as we move through the work week, here's the way the stock market ended today.
Sullivan Pharmacy has been serving your prescription needs for over 40 years. Our professional staff is glad to assist you with prescriptions, over-the-counter medicines, and healthcare products. Stop by Sullivan Pharmacy if you have questions about Medicare Part D, and we'll be glad to help. If you're in a hurry, use our convenient drive-through window so you don't have to get out of your car. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 North Main Street in Harrison, helping you feel better since 1965.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
Warm and humid out there today, 89 degrees this afternoon. You could certainly feel the humidity. Well, we better get used to it. Looks like we're kind of getting into that mode, so to speak, here in the first part of June. It may be a long, hot summer, as they say. Tomorrow is going to be even warmer than today, and again, the humidity will be high by mid-afternoon, around 91 degrees under mostly sunny skies on Thursday. On Friday, likewise, partly cloudy skies, 91 degrees. On Saturday, again, partly cloudy, up to 92 degrees. Sunday, even warmer, partly cloudy skies and 93, and we kick off the work week and continue to climb temperature-wise, 94 degrees on Monday afternoon. No rain in the forecast at all right now. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at sports from around the region as TKO 8 News continues.
Stop in at White Oak Station on Capps Road in Harrison and fill up with Shell gasoline, the highest quality gasoline with more miles per gallon, saving you money. Sign up for the Fuel Rewards card and save 5 cents per gallon every time. Plus, get an extra 5 cents off on Razorback Wednesdays. That's a savings of 10 cents per gallon. Check out their expanded deli and hot and cold food items. Capps Road, White Oak Station, where customer service is their #1 goal.
Plants, plants, and more plants. That's what you'll find at Camp's Plants in Harrison. Perennials, annuals, ferns, hanging baskets, shrubs, roses, decorative trees, and the largest selection of garden vegetables in the area. With different varieties arriving weekly, you're sure to find the perfect plant, shrub, or tree at the best price in the area. Camp's Plants in business for over 33 years in Harrison.
Inland Waste Solutions works diligently to be good stewards of the environment. Reducing waste via curbside recycling services, Inland Waste Solutions takes this mission seriously, but they need your help. When putting your waste and recyclables in their respective curbside containers, be sure that cross-contamination doesn't occur. Please only place recyclable materials in the yellow top bins. Check your recycling do's and don'ts list before you throw any item into the yellow top recycle bin. Together we can make a difference. Inland Waste Solutions, local people serving local people in Harrison.
After sweeping through the Fayetteville Regional with wins over Oral Roberts, Southern Miss, and Dallas Baptist last week, the 5th-seeded Arkansas Razorback baseball team will continue their road to the College World Series this weekend as they will host the NCAA Super Regional against South Carolina in a best-of-3 series at Baum Stadium in Fayetteville beginning Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Arkansas is making its 7th Super Regional appearance in school history. With 2 wins, the Razorbacks will advance to the College World Series for the 9th time in school history. Major League Baseball has announced that the following Arkansas Razorback players have been drafted in the 2018 first-year player draft. Baltimore picked up Blaine Knight in the 3rd round. Kansas City tapped outfielder Eric Cole in the 4th round. In the 5th round, it was catcher Grant Koch, who was pulled by Pittsburgh. Infielder Jax Biggers was drafted in the 8th round by Texas. And in the 10th round, infielder Carson Shady will be heading to Washington. In other Major League Baseball draft news, Arkansas State's junior pitcher Peyton Culberson was selected with the 237th pick in the 8th round by the Miami Marlins. Culberson becomes the 15th player drafted since head coach Tommy Rufaro took over in 2009 as the 10th pitcher selected during that time frame. Culberson is the 5th pitcher over the time span to be chosen into the draft. The first 10 rounds, and then all 5 were not drafted out of high school at the time. He is the 2nd highest selection in the June amateur draft in school history after Tyler Zuber was chosen in the 6th round in 2017. Brian Anderson and JT Riddle homered to help a very shaky Jose Ura get the first win of the season as the Miami Marlins stopped a 6-game losing streak with a 7-4 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals. Anderson had a 2-run homer and 2 singles for the Marlins, who had lost 9 of the last 10 ball games. Andrew Heaney pitched a one-hitter on his 27th birthday to lead the Los Angeles Angels to a 1-0 win over the Kansas City Royals. Heaney only allowed a single to Hunter Dozier with 1 out in the 5th inning and needed 116 pitches to pitch his first complete ball game. That wraps up our broadcast here for this evening. Thanks for joining us. Join us Monday through Friday at 6:30 and again at 10 p.m. as we continue to bring you local news, weather, sports, and local announcements from around the area on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8. Now stay tuned for more local events around the viewing area.